Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel and welcome to another monthly TBR video. I have so many exciting books that I want to tell you about this month. I have already picked out my TBR and I'm just going to be letting you know what I'm going to read in case you guys want to put any of these on your TBR. I have some upcoming new releases as well as just books that have been piquing my interest especially lately. So get comfy, get cozy, and let's go over my March TBR. All right, so the first book that I have picked for my March TBR is actually a book that made it onto, I believe, the last couple monthly TBRs. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, and that is Direbound by Sable Sorensen. I'm actually about 35% of the way into this book already, and I am relatively enjoying it at the moment. It has been a bit of a slow start, but the way that this book is mostly talked about is that think Fourth Wing, but with direwolves. And for anyone who hasn't read Fourth Wing, first off, you should read it. It's very, very good. It is one of those books that's talked about because it is as good as it is. All right, in this book, you are following Marin, whose sister was recently kidnapped, and in order to find her sister, she enlists in the army in order to get to the front lines and fight in the war to be able to go and try and retrieve her sister from wherever she's been taken. But before she can do that, she actually gets enlisted into these bonding trials, which are the opportunities for direwolves and warriors to bond and become part of the king's army. But Marin doesn't want that, but against her will, kind of, a wolf bonds with her, so she's actually not going to the front line anymore. She's actually now having to participate in these bonding trials to prove that her and her wolf are able to fight and blend well with the other packs and work together to defend the king and their kingdom. Book 2 is coming out in May, I believe. I don't remember, but I will put it up on the screen. So far, I'm enjoying it. It is a slow start, but this is the first book that we've been chipping away at on my TBR. All right, the next book on my TBR has been a book that's kind of piqued my interest for the last little while. I was just waiting to purchase the hardback when it came out, and that is Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. Yeah, Rachel Schneider. And I don't know too much about this one. I believe she also is a hardcover. There's nothing on the back. I believe she also enlists in the army though, and it's a fantasy romance. So I don't really have too much to say on this one, but the second book in this is also coming out in the spring, summertime, somewhere around there. And from everything that I've heard, the cliffhanger of this book is supposed to be like diabolical. It's just like I heard everybody talk about how crazy it is. Like that's the main part of the book that everybody talks about is the ending. And I want to know. I want to know what's so crazy about it. You know what I mean? So this is the second book on my March TBR. Okay, books. What are we at? Books 3, 4, and 5 might actually look familiar, at least books 3 and 4, because they've been, I believe, on the last January's monthly TBR and then February's TBC, the to be considered list, and that is On Wings of Blood and The Bonds That Burn by Briar Bolin. And I have been hearing really good things about this. This seems to be a really hit or miss series for a lot of people. They compare it to Zodiac Academy, which I personally really like the writing of Zodiac Academy. I've heard a couple people don't enjoy that many kind of POVs in one story, but I really like it. It keeps you on your toes and it always brings a new perspective, which I really appreciate. And this series is supposed to kind of bring the same sort of vibes, and I'm really excited about it. Plus, the third book in the series, which is called The Wings That Bind, is also coming out on March 10th. And so my goal is to read these two, and then if I like it, I'm going to go out and purchase the third one so that I can read it right after its release date. All right, the last physical book that I have with me that's on my March TBR is Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. This book came out last year in 2025, and to be honest, I didn't really gravitate too much to it. Her duology, Divine Rivals, and whatever the second one's called, I forget. But that book series is very, very highly talked about, and she's supposed to have very beautiful and poetic writing. And I've heard lots of great things, just that series never quite like really piqued my interest, and I didn't know if she was ever going to write a book that would pique my interest. But this book, recently I saw Madison Kate read it, and she rated it a 6-star read. And Madison Kate, the way that she talks about the books that she loves is the exact same way that I feel about the books that I love as well. And I just want to live in this world that Madison Kate described. I believe this is actually a prequel to the Divine Rivals duology, and I don't know too much about it. I believe it's with a goddess and a mortal man, and it's kind of like a forbidden romance because those two aren't supposed to cross paths and they're obviously not supposed to fall in love. And I've just heard really good things from Madison Kate. Quite a few other book talk girlies that I follow are also reading this right now, and I really just want to know what it's about now. And I'm not going to show you right now, but the naked hardcover is gorgeous. So I'm really excited about this one. And this is the last physical book that I have with me for my March TBR. Everything else from here on out is going to be new releases. All right, on to the new releases that I'm going to be reading this month. This first one, I actually probably won't be reading in the month of March because it comes out on March 31st. So I don't really know why I put it on here. I think I was just really excited about it. Unless I binge it all in like one day, which would be really impressive, but there's no way I'm going to have time for that this month. And that is Game On by Navessa Allen, the last book in the Into the Darkness trilogy. Book 1 is Lights Out, and then book 2 is Caught Up. Lights Out came out a little while ago, and that was a 5-star read for me. That was my first ever audiobook. I guess like adult genre audiobook, because I grew up listening to a lot of audiobooks with my mom and sister in the car. So, but this was the first one that I like listened to on Audible, especially with duet narration, where each character, or I guess each voice actor, reads their own parts in each other's chapters. So um it's not the girl having a guy's voice in her chapters and then vice versa. They each talk for their own role. And it was fantastic. And book 2 was also good. It wasn't as good, but I did enjoy it. And then this one is following Josh, who's kind of been like the blonde friend for the last 2 books, and finally he's getting his own book, and I believe it's fake dating. It's supposed to be like enemies to lovers. I recently saw Navessa Allen post something saying that they actually hate each other for 50% of the book. So I'm excited about it. I haven't read a fake dating in quite a while. This one I will be listening to on audio just because I really loved listening to the rest of the series, and I find Navessa's writing translates really well to audiobooks. So I'm really excited about that one. All right, next is Love Song by Elle Kennedy. This book comes out on March 17th, and I am really, really excited about this. I've read Elle Kennedy's Off Campus series, Briar U series, Campus Diaries series, and now I believe this is like another kind of spin off sort of situation from the Campus Diaries series, or not Campus Diaries, but also Off Campus, where it's the first generation's children. And this one, I believe, is Garrett's son and Logan's daughter, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's the case. And it's supposed to be like this summer romance where they, I don't know how to describe it right now, but like everything about this book just feels like peak summer, like forbidden and sneaking around. And it just, I have a really good feeling about this. I really, really hope that I like it. I'm also going to the book signing for it, which is super exciting. So I'll be able to get it signed as well. And I'm really excited about that. I'm really looking forward to that. I have a really good feeling about that. So that's one's probably my most anticipated book from the month of March that I'm looking forward to. And then the next new release that I'm looking to read this month, it's not coming out in March. It actually came out in February, and that is Half City by Kate Golden. I heard really good things about this book. A lot of people have been really liking it, and I heard a little snippet of the audiobook, and I think I'm going to listen to that as well. It's Professor Student, it's Demon Hunter and Demon, it's like forbidden, it's dark academia. It really sounds really good. I haven't read a book by Kate Golden before, but I am looking forward to getting into this story. And I believe book 2 has already been announced. I think it's coming out in October, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, so if I really like this one, then it'll be just another series that I've gotten myself into. Thankfully, I don't have to wait too long for book 2 to come out. And then the last and final book on my March TBR is Psycho Beasts by Jasmine Mass. If you know me, if you've watched a couple of my videos by now, you've probably heard me talk about Jasmine Mass. She is 100% one of my top favorite authors. I read one of her books for the last, yeah, I believe for like the last, oh no, I read the first two in this series both in January, and then the third book is now being traditionally published and is coming out in March. It's coming out on March 10th, and I'm not going to tell you too much about it just because it is book 3 in the series, but it's part of the Cruel Shifters series. It has 6 books in it. The first 3, or I guess 2 are out right now. The third one is out on Kindle, but I've been reading them on paperback, and I really want to continue reading them on paperback. And I just love Jasmine Mass's writing, and I know I'm going to want to own the physical copy of it once I'm done reading it anyway. And it's about Sadie, and it's this like Omegaverse where Sadie was thought to be a lower level um, shifter, kind of. And she actually finds out that she's that first female alpha to ever kind of be found. And so she gets shipped off to this like military defense base where they defend the portals that lead into other realms because the Fae Queen has been trying to invade the Shifter Kingdom and kidnap alpha warriors. So that's kind of the setting that you're following. And then it's also a reverse harem, I believe. It is Sadie, and then there's 3 other guys. They're her roommates, they're her instructors. It's yummy, it's forbidden, it's so good. It's so good. I really, really recommend that you pick that series up. I know it's not completely out yet, and if you do want other books with Jasmine Masses, please pick up Blood and Bonds of Hercules. That I read that duology last year, and I will not shut up about it because it is so funny. That book, those 2 books actually are probably 2 of the funniest pieces of literature I have ever read in my life, and it was so refreshing to see like a mythology setting, but also such a comedy with it. It's such an easy romance to follow and also fantasy. It's not hard to wrap your head around. And with the humorous MMCs and FMC, it's just what can go wrong? Nothing's wrong with it. I'm telling you, nothing's wrong with it. Just please read it. It's so, so good. And yeah, with that, that is the end of my March TBR. If I did that all correctly, then I should have 10 books on my March TBR and that I have talked to you guys about. I have the 3 Briar Bolin, Metal Slinger, Wild Reverence, Half City, Game On, Love Song, Direbound. I could see the title in my head. And Psycho Beasts. Yeah, okay, I did it. 10 books. I went all over them. Good. And I hope you guys add some of these to your TBR, or if you guys have already read them, please comment and let me know down below what your thoughts were on them. I will be filming hopefully a couple of vlogs of these books, so you will be seeing my thoughts throughout the month. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I will link my Instagram. I will put it up on the screen if you want to follow me there. And with all that being said, I hope your next read is a 5-star. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!